Welcome back to Accessible Gourmet. Today we're making a fall salad with fried goat cheese balls. To start the salad, we're going to take 2 cups of raw walnuts, 1/4 teaspoon of red chili flake, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and 1/3 cup of a good maple syrup, and mix this all together until the nuts are coated. We're also going to add in a teaspoon of kosher salt. Spread these out on a parchment-lined baking sheet, and we're going to bake these in the oven at 375 for 20 to 25 minutes. After the nuts have caramelized and browned, we're going to pull them out of the oven, sprinkle them with another teaspoon of kosher salt, and set them aside to cool completely. Now let's move on to the goat cheese balls. I'm using an 11-ounce log of goat cheese, and to this I'm adding just a little bit of thyme. I think any herbs with goat cheese go really well together, so just use whatever herb appeals to you. We want to combine this all together. In hindsight, I should have taken this out and let it come to room temperature. It probably would have been a lot easier to mix. For the coating of the goat cheese balls, I'm using all-purpose flour and panko breadcrumbs, as well as an egg. So to the breadcrumbs and to the flour, we're going to add a little bit of pepper, and to the eggs, we're going to add about a teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of water, and mix this all together because this is the wet component of our breading station. So using a scoop or eyeballing it, we're going to take a tablespoon of our goat cheese and roll it into a ball a little smaller than a golf ball. We're going to roll it in our flour and then our egg and into the panko. You want to keep a dry hand and a wet hand for this process, or you're going to end up with just a big gloopy mess. Put these on a parchment-lined baking sheet and pop them in the freezer for about 30 minutes so they can firm up. Once the nuts have cooled, break them up into smaller pieces, place them in a bowl, and set them aside until we're ready to use them. Now for the components of the salad. I'm using an Asian pear. You can use a regular pear if that's what you prefer, but we're going to thinly slice these. Put them in a bowl, and then you want to squeeze a little lemon juice because much like apples, they'll oxidize and brown, and it won't look very pretty in our salad. Next up, we're going to supreme blood orange. Again, you can use a regular orange. I just love the fall colors of this orange. When I say supreme, I'm basically saying this. We're going to take a very sharp knife and peel off all of the skin and the white pith of the orange, because the white pith is bitter and it's not something that you really want to eat in your salad. Then we're going to go in between the membranes of this orange and just cut out the segments. Go slowly, be careful, you don't want to cut yourself. This isn't a race. just be as precise as possible. I've switched over to a different knife as well as cutting this over the bowl because I want to capture all of those juices to use in our salad dressing. I'm using 2 oranges for this recipe. So squeeze any of the juices that are left over into a bowl, removing any seeds. And then we're going to add 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. Season with ground pepper, some kosher salt, and then while you're whisking, you're going to stream in some olive oil. We want to whisk and emulsify this whole dressing. Definitely taste it, because there are going to be adjustments that you're going to have to make according to your taste. I'm adding a little more balsamic just because I thought it needed a little bit more flavor. Moving on to the actual greens of this salad, I'm using a prepackaged salad called a Power Mix. It has a bunch of lovely spinach and other leafy greens. And to this, I'm also adding arugula because I want that peppery bite to counterbalance any of the sweet components in this salad. I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make is forgetting to season their greens. You have to add salt and pepper. It improves the flavor of your final salad, so definitely add some salt and pepper. Next up, we're going to layer on our Asian pear. Then some pomegranate seeds. They're going to add a tartness and a crunch that are going to lend a really nice texture to your salad. Then we're going to sprinkle on some dried cranberries. Try to get the unsweetened ones because cranberries are inherently sweet and tart already, and it intensifies as it dries down. Then we're going to top that with our supremed blood orange segments. And last but not least, our spiced sweet nuts. We aren't going to dress the salad right away because we don't want a soggy salad. Now let's move on to frying our goat cheese balls. In a cast iron or any heavy bottom pot that you have, heat up some neutral oil to 350 degrees. Gently lower your goat cheese balls in and let them fry for 1 to 2 minutes. You want them golden brown and crispy, and they should look like this. Now that everything's ready, we can finally put the dressing on the salad. Drizzle a little bit, use a light hand. You can always taste your greens to see if you need more. Mix this all together, and we're gonna plate this simply. Just the salad on a plate and as many goat cheese balls as you'd like on top. This is a beautiful fall salad with vibrant, gorgeous colors, and I figured we could do something light since the last 2 recipes we've done have been a little heavy. But there it is, my fall salad with fried goat cheese balls. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, click the like button. If you loved it, subscribe because I put out new videos every week. Until next time, happy cooking.